Hello everyone, it's Shantae Moore, certified financial educator, and I am back with another video topic of some free financial tips. So I wanted to first of all say hello and welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you all so much for subscribing and liking and commenting on all the videos. I truly appreciate it. Please do continue to share and let other people know about my videos, because I definitely want the masses to receive these free financial tips. So again, thank you. I appreciate everyone so much. So today's video topic, I am talking all about the FAFSA. And why? Because it's top of mind for those of you who are planning to go to college next year. If you are trying to go through this whole financial aid process, I am a certified college consultant. I mentioned in the past that I don't talk about college planning as much as I should. So because the FAFSA application just opened on October 1st, I was like, okay, I need to do a video to talk about FAFSA. And the reason being is because I see a lot of people who make mistakes with it, very, very simple mistakes, and it literally can cost them, and it probably has costed people thousands and thousands of dollars of free money in financial aid. So I just have 3 quick tips that I want to share with you all. If you're doing the FAFSA, whether it's for yourself or for your student, you're in high school who's going to college next year, I just wanted to give you 3 things to think about to make sure that you don't make these mistakes. So the first tip is that the FAFSA application just opened on October 1st. The number one mistake that families and people make when it comes to the FAFSA is they take too long to submit it. You want to have this application in by the end of October at the very, very latest. Why is that? Because the money that the FAFSA helps determine for university or college, the first thing that they look at giving and offering to you is the free money, which is the federal grants and the state grants that are offered. And so the longer you take to submit your FAFSA, you just put yourself farther back at the back of the line to get this free money. Because once that money is gone, it's just like a bucket of water. Once that bucket of water is gone, once that money is depleted, there's no more left. It's not like they could just pull money out the sky and say, oh, well, yeah, you qualify for it, so we have this money for you. Even if you might have qualified for it, but you took forever to submit your FAFSA and you're way at the back of the line, you won't receive it. It's issued on a first come, first served basis. And the application itself, it stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. So and that's another mistake that a lot of people make, is they don't even do their FAFSA. The only way you can qualify for that free money from the federal government or the state government is you actually have to submit the FAFSA. If you don't do your FAFSA, you won't get that money. Period. The school will only offer you, some endowment money. Hopefully they have some, or student loans or work study if it's available. So you want to, again, to even get that free money, you have to submit your FAFSA, and you want to make sure that you submit it no later than the end of October. I'm telling you, if you wait till November, December, January, you won't receive anything, or you'll receive little to nothing because you submitted it so late. So the second mistake that a lot of parents make is, or just anyone filling out the FAFSA, is they do it wrong. They do it wrong the first time. I know the FAFSA, it's long, it's confusing, it's very intrusive. It's like filling out paperwork for a mortgage. I know that, but it's very, very important that you do it right and submit it correctly the first time, because when they review this application, and if some of the numbers aren't jiving, they're going to kick that application back out to you, and they'll say, you know what, something's not right, you need to correct it, and you need to resubmit it. And all that will do is, guess what, it's going to put you back to the back of the end of the line. Because remember, I just mentioned we want to be at the front of the line when it comes to trying to get a hold of that free federal and state money. So I'm going to post the link at the bottom in the description box for this video to a webinar that the national nonprofit that I'm affiliated with, they do free college planning workshops all the time, all across the country. If you're on my email list, I share those to you all the time. I know in my office we do them at least once a month. I think we even do them twice a month. But I'm going to post a link to a recorded webinar that one of our college coaches did. These people they used to review financial aid applications in their professional time. Now they work with our national nonprofit. And literally this lady goes through step by step how to complete the FAFSA, what question to answer, what question not to answer, how to answer this one, how not to answer that one. So if you give two craps about submitting this FAFSA correctly, I'm going to give you that link. Go watch that webinar, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to fill out the FAFSA. I just want to tell you to make sure you do it right the first time, because you don't want to have them send that back to you and have you fix it, and then again it just pushes you way back at the end of the line to get that free money. So the third tip that I want to talk about is what to disclose on your FAFSA when it comes to your assets. Because remember, when you complete your FAFSA, the whole point and intent of it is for the college or the educational institution that you're going to, for them to determine your financial ability to pay for their costs, for their tuition, for their expenses, for their fees, whatever it is. So there are certain assets that you have to disclose on the FAFSA, and then there's other assets that you don't have to disclose. So, and that's something that you would learn with working with someone like me, who is a financial advisor. I can tell you and help you. Well, if your goal is to set up money, to save money, to save money and invest it for either your college costs or your child's college costs, I will actually strategically help you pick the right accounts to use and the right strategies to use, so that you will not disqualify yourself or your child from financial aid in the future. Anyway, that's a whole nother video topic. Connect with me if you want to work with me on that capacity. But there's a couple of things that you don't have to disclose. So when we talk about, they want to know what your financial situation looks like, what type of assets you have. So there's certain assets that you don't have to tell them about. Number one is the value of your home, your primary residence. So if you have a home and it has, thousands and thousands of dollars in extra equity, you actually don't have to disclose that, because that's your primary residence. However, if you have investment properties, on the other hand, you do have to disclose that, because they're like, oh, she has enough money to go and invest in other properties and real estate. That might actually count against you for qualifying for financial aid, because it has to be disclosed. Investment properties have to be disclosed on the FAFSA, but not your primary home. Another thing that you don't have to disclose are your retirement accounts. So like if you have a 401k at work, you don't have to disclose the value of that 401k. You could have $1 million in your 401k. You don't have to let the people know for your FAFSA. Same thing when it comes to a pension. If you have if you know the value of your pension, any IRA accounts, any individual retirement accounts, any annuities, you do not have to disclose those on the FAFSA, especially if you're the parent. Now, the things that you do have to disclose, I mentioned the investment properties as an example of one. The 529 savings account, that's an investment account that is specifically established for education costs, that you do have to disclose. And the reason being is because a 529 account is an investment account that can be used to pay for any education costs from kindergarten all the way up through college. Up until 2017, when the Tax Act laws had changed and the tax code changed, it used to be only for college costs. But because since then, just over the past 2 years, now the 529 can be established for any education costs, whether your child is in kindergarten, whether they're in 8th grade, going to a private school, all the way up through college. So because that investment account is designed and it gives you a lot of benefits, such as the investment money that you grow, investing grows tax free. You don't pay any taxes on it. The taxes, you really don't have to pay any taxes on that account at all, as long as you use it for education purposes. Now, if you pull that money out and you don't put that money toward college or some type of education expense, that's when the IRS is going to penalize you, and you're going to be paying taxes on that. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. I didn't want to get too that deep into a 529. But because anyway, educational institutions and the Department of Education, they know that a 529 is established to pay for education costs. They will consider that entire value of any of your 529 plans into the calculation when it comes to determining your financial ability to pay for college. Anything in the kid's name. So a lot of people don't know anything in that child's name. Like if you set up a savings account, a Christmas savings account at your bank, or if they have an investment account in their name for whatever reason, that will count against them. So the child, you don't want to have anything in their name, because again, the Department of Education, when they're looking at the FAFSA, they'll say, oh, well, such and such little Johnny has thousands of dollars in that investment account, he can use that to pay for college. So those are my quick 3 tips that I wanted to go through. There's so much more. I actually recorded a whole entire webinar presentation on how to pay for college, how to qualify for the most free money out there. I'll post a link to that. That's not a free webinar. You got to pay for it, but I'll post a link to that if you're interested in learning about it. But otherwise, feel free to connect with me. I'm always happy to be a resource. And again, please share and comment this video and tell others to subscribe. I will continue. I will try my best to upload weekly financial tips to this channel. So thanks again, everyone, and I will talk to you soon.